We're
Mate,
live.
we've
Perfect
finally
timing.
exactly, and we finally hit record on this because we've been
And,
chatting
uh,
shit for the last hour.
mm.
So
Do you
listen,
reckon
folks,
one day we should ever just release the shit
shit that we
for the
talk about
hour and not
beforehand.
actually release the show just to see what happens?
Yeah,
Maybe that will make us, that.
maybe
Maybe that's
that'll
what
just
people
boost
want.
up the numbers. So listen, listener. So you've
Oh
got in
man.
your ears, you've got what episode, Deval? This is episode
284 right in your door.
284 right on your door.
Yep.
So listen up, folks, we've got a great show for you as we always do on the Flixters. Keep it locked with us. Remember, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Get in touch with us on Instagram. We were just on Instagram actually just a few moments ago, and we were just kind of checking out a feed and looking at all the different people, interact with us, and that's all great. And so hit us up on Instagram. Also, if you want to watch this episode on YouTube. Watch this episode on YouTube, Deval, right?
Yes, on YouTube. So we actually premiere our show on the 5Fs Telegram channel.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday, 8 o'clock UK time. So you can catch it there. 5Fs, you get fun, you get faith, you get family, you get finance, and you get, I always forget the fifth F. It's the other F that we all need in our life. So you know what that is. So yeah, you go and check that out.
Go check it out. All right. Okay. Listen, look, let's get into the show. But before we get into the show, we like to do a bit of shout out, to someone out there in the world. So Deval.
Yep. Our first and then again, our only shout out for this week goes to Danny Satsias. Now, she is a cool person, loves her movies. And also, do you know what she likes to do? She loves keeping fit.
Yeah.
She has her own company, own business, Awesome Bodies PT.
Wow.
So she's based in London. If you're in London and you want to keep fit with someone who is mad fit, mad positive, always got a smile on her face, go check out Go check out Awesome Bodies PT on Instagram and go and check her out, So yeah, definitely go and check her out. Good person.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And remember, folks, if you you could be a shout out on the show as well. Just get in touch with us. Let us know what you're watching, what you're not watching. And we'll be more than happy to kind of speak to you and talk about you as well. All right, let's get into the show, Deval. So let's do movie news. And listen, man, this actor that we're going to speak about right now, he's been around, the industry for a while.
Yeah.
He's been, he's got a face which, like, you see him, you'll know exactly who we're talking about. But the name, Deval, if I say the name, some people are like, hang on, who's this name again? Giancarlo Esposito. So you're thinking, oh my God, who is this? But if I said to you Breaking Bad, and if I said to you Gus Fring, people are going to be like, oh man. So Gus, Giancarlo, I saw him recently in this heist, really good heist, Netflix heist show, actually. I can't remember. I think it was called Kaleidoscope, Deval.
Oh, yes, I've seen it. Yeah. He's meant to be in that.
Yeah. So in that show, you can watch different episodes. Like, you don't have to watch it linearly. So episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you watch it in different versions, and it's really good, man. It's really, really good. So he's a great actor, but why is he on our movie news?
Yeah. So he's gangster, I first saw him in Breaking Bad, and I mean, I know, like you said, he's been out for a long time. He's one of those people that does a lot.
Yeah.
He does a lot. This guy works. He really does work. But the reason why he's in the news today is because he has been confirmed to now be joining the MCU.
Wow.
So big casting. For a while now, people have said, oh yeah, he should be in the MCU. He should play like a version of Professor X. Perhaps he should maybe, because the way he talks, he's I'm not sure his like heritage. I think he has Latin heritage and somewhere along the line and so on, African American and stuff like that. But he's got a bit of a, like, I don't know, when I first heard him speak, it does sound American, but I thought, oh, is he English? Because he's got like a bit of a posh...
like kind of aristocratic a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, where's this guy from?
Really
exactly.
kind
But
of
yeah,
deep
so he's
baritone
exactly
voice
very
as well. Yeah.
posh, very like well spoken, almost as if like he is English sort of thing. But he's
Mm,
I don't know whatever. But either way, yeah. So that's why some people were saying he can be like a Charles Xavier,
right.
a different version. But yeah, so people are saying he's going to be that. I think he's confirmed to say he's not going to be that in the MCU.
Mm.
Some people are saying could he be Mister Sinister in the MCU?
Oh.
Not sure if that's the case. Either way, he's confirmed he's going to be in the MCU. We're gonna have to find out at some stage who he's going to
Yeah.
be. Who do you reckon he could be? It's a big question,
I like the idea of Mr. Sinister. Actually, I do like that. I mean, and
Yeah.
I think we're going to start to get. Don't you reckon, though, Deval? We've got Wolverine coming up,
Mm.
right? We're going to start to see more of the mutant storylines and the X-Men
Hmm.
and all that stuff. So imagine we've still got all of the villains from the X-Men universe. Like, we have to kind of figure out all that sort of stuff. So he could.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure I'd like him as Professor X. Really, I would probably want to
Nah.
see him as some sort of villain, maybe like a
Yeah.
really good
Yeah, intellectual,
villain.
intelligent villain. I think Mr. Sinister will be a good one. And Mr. Sinister also has got that kind of posh voice as well.
Mm,
So I can see him doing that.
yeah.
Uh,
And you
yeah,
and I, we've spoken about this before on the show, right? And we've spoken, Manuel's spoken about it as well. We've always been like, give us a good villain. We
yeah, we
have
need a good
great
one.
heroes.
Yeah.
We've got great heroes like Killmonger, great, Thanos, great.
Mm,
Like, give us a villain that we will also think, now that is a stone cold villain, and we can get
mm,
behind it and stuff like that. So yeah, so MCU, if you're listening, give us a decent villain,
yeah,
and we'll be behind that. Let's move on. So we've also got some other news that we want to speak about. Obviously, we mentioned kind of like Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. Now he's tell us about who these guys are. So we've got Hugh Jackman on one side and we've got Jodie Comer
yeah.
on another side. Just remind us again, who is she?
Jodie Comer is a gangstress of an
Mm,
actress. She was in Killing Eve.
yeah.
We've seen her in other films as well. She was in
Free
was it
Guy.
the Free Guy. I was going to say the Fall Guy, the Free Guy, Free Guy. She's been in, is it Duel?
Yes.
Duel with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and stuff like that.
Yep.
She's been in a bunch of stuff, but if you see the way how diverse how diverse Jodie Comer can be with her accents and all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff, really well like stage experience and all that kind of stuff.
Mm,
So yeah, herself and Hugh Jackman, who also has a massive history in stage.
yes.
Before he was chosen as Wolverine, he was actually on stage.
A
Great
theatre actor.
singing voice, exactly. Great singing voice as well. So they're both set to star in a Robin Hood movie, which
Mm,
is, from what I've heard, it's going to be a very, 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 very much darker version of
yeah.
Robin Hood. So don't expect the sort of PG-12 or whatever it is, and
Which is
no
great.
one bleeding. This is meant to be darker, so this could be an interesting one, I reckon.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because look, they
Mm.
had Russell Crowe. He played
Robin
Robin
Hood,
Hood.
yeah,
Australian, or is he a
yeah.
Kiwi? I can't remember. New Zealand, and now Hugh Jackman, Australian. So like
Mm.
there's something about that role. But Deval, yeah, and then there was a reboot, wasn't there? About what's his name? I can't remember the guy who
Jamie
did.
Foxx and Joel Edgerton.
That's it. That
Yeah.
one, I can't remember if it landed well or not. I can't remember.
It didn't.
Did it do? It didn't,
It
right?
didn't. It
From what
didn't.
I
Yeah.
remember, it just didn't land
Yeah.
well, like with audiences and
Joel
the box office and
Edgerton?
whatnot.
Something Edgerton. Is his name Joel
Taron,
Edgerton?
Taron,
Taron Edgerton. That's the one.
Taron,
Yeah.
the guy
Yeah.
from
The Kingsman. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Kingsman.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see what happens with that one. I mean, it's an interesting story. If you don't know, Robin of the Hood, stealing from the rich, giving to the
Mm.
poor, and so we'll see what happens with that one. Now, listen, how could we not do it on this day? We're recording this on the 4th of May,
Mm.
and for all sci-fi fans, Star Wars fans, may the 4th be with you. So this is an annual thing, things that go on around the world. I know that there's stuff happening here in Australia, Star Wars Day and everything.
Mm.
They're releasing the old movies in cinema. We spoke about, just before we went on air, we were speaking about the Phantom Menace. Last week we spoke about the Phantom Menace, but Deval, Star Wars Day,
Mm.
I mean, what is it? Why is it? And how come it's such a big thing?
you cannot mess with Star Wars.
No.
You cannot mess with Trekkies. You cannot mess with these.
Tricky,
It's
yeah,
true.
it's
You
true.
can't mess with these massive. I don't just want to call them IPs because they're more than that, but they're
Yeah,
communities and they are people that believe in these worlds. I remember
mm,
working in a old, not old, but a while ago, I worked in a company and we used to register people on our system. We used to help them look for work. And as part of the registration process, you ask about people's age,
yep,
gender, all that kind of stuff. And also, religion was on there.
yep.
And on the religion list, Jedi was among all the other religions,
Can you
Christianity,
believe it?
Islam. Yeah,
It's
Jedi was there.
mad.
You cannot mess with these people. So I think they do need a day every year. May the fourth be with you,
Yep,
where Star Wars can be celebrated. And today, like you mentioned, 25 years, Phantom Menace,
yep.
and there's other Star Wars. If you go to Disney Plus right now, Star Wars is all over it.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a good. I like Star Wars. It hasn't been the best of recent
I
years.
was just going to say, yeah,
With the movies, anyway, animation is still top level,
yep,
top
yep.
level. But
And we've had, listen,
mm,
look, we've had some decent shows. Like we really like Andor. That
mm,
was like, really kind of like,
yeah,
a decent sci-fi drama thriller spy thing going on. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. And look, man,
mm,
we're gonna devour. You mentioned this, I think, with Emmanuel. This we've got movies coming out, like Star Wars,
yeah,
new
yeah, yeah,
Star
yeah,
Wars movies,
yeah,
lots of stuff
yeah,
coming out. The Acolyte's going to be coming out in the next couple of months.
yeah.
We know that Daisy Ridley's going to be back as Rey, a new
Mm.
Skywalker type of a thing. And so, Jar Jar Binks is he out there? Jar Jar Binks? I can't
What
even
is he coming
remember
out
now.
with something? No
No,
way.
I'm pretty sure. No, but that
Oh
character
my
will be out there, right? I'm
gosh.
pretty sure. Who
He
knows,
didn't. He didn't
man?
die. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get an older version of him,
An
maybe.
older version of Jar Jar Binks, maybe. So that is Star Wars. May the Fourth be with you. All right, let's move on. Let's do streaming. And listen, talking about the Empire, talking about Star Wars. This is new, fresh on Disney Plus. This is Tales of the Empire. So this is animation.
Yeah.
And Deval, let us know about this.
This is. I'm gonna watch this today.
Mm,
Literally, May the fourth be
of
with you.
course.
I need to watch this today. I think there's 6 episodes, and they're quite short. So this is
Mm.
similar to Tales of the
So the
Jedi.
Jedi, which I liked.
Yeah, that one's told tales of the Jedi characters that we know and love, and
Mm.
their sort of backstories and so on. This one, it does the same thing of people from the Empire side. So I saw episode one. I think it might have a bit of a backstory to General Grievous. He's one of. Do you know what? General Grievous
He's
is one of my
badass.
favorite baddies because
Yeah.
I don't know much about him. Why is this robot coughing? Why has he
Yep.
got all these
Yeah.
lightsabers? I think we
Yeah.
saw a bit about him
And
in
his
the Clone
voice and
Wars or
everything.
Rebels. Yeah, so this is going to give us a bit more, backstory as to who these villains are, what made them villains.
Yeah.
So
So this will
yeah,
focus on the kind of the villains, right? The darker
yeah.
side.
So I think Ventress is on there. Who else is on there? I don't know if Darth Maul is on there. I don't
Ah,
believe
that would
so.
be a really good one.
That would be interesting. I don't think he's on there, but
Okay.
this I'm watching this today, man. This is going to be
Yeah.
really good. And
Yeah. I like
in
those
the way the
tales of the
animation is with Star Wars, oh man,
top
it's just
notch.
yeah, it's really good. 6 episodes
Who's
isn't too
yeah.
much.
Who's that guy? I think his name is it Dave Filoni?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So he's behind that, and obviously John Favreau's behind it as well. But I
yeah.
know Dave Filoni has had his hand on the animation stuff, and then he's been bumped up to kind of work on the live action stuff. So yeah,
It's
great
all up
stuff.
in it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
some of the people that are going to be in it as well. So we've got Lars Mikkelsen, we've
Mm.
got Jason Isaacs, Matthew Wood. You've got quite a few people that you will probably recognize once you hear their voices as well. Because anytime Star Wars does an animation, they've got some really good voice actors as
They
well.
do.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
they do. All right, let's move on. I want to speak about this one. I want to just kind of get your thoughts on this. This is called Them, The
Hmm.
Scare, and this is on Amazon. Now, is this season 2?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Right. So
yeah,
this is season 2. I haven't seen season 1, but this one I just noticed. So this is stars someone called Deborah. I don't want to butcher this. Deborah Ayorinde, and she's British Nigerian.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, wow.
yeah, yeah. So this one, okay. So where do I start with this one? This one is on Amazon. The creator is Little Marvin. And like you said, stars Deborah Ayorinde. She was also in season 1. Season
Okay.
2, so Them the Scare is season 2. And this one basically follows her as she's a LA cop in the 90s. I believe it's the early 90s, because at the time, Rodney King has
Okay.
just been
So
beaten.
92.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
like that's happened, and tensions and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And she's basically following a serial killer who is killing their victims in
This sounds
really
good.
grotesque ways, ways that even the person that does the autopsy can't understand. Yeah, there's one scene where he says, "Oh, this person's injuries are, are likened to someone who's been in a car accident, a really bad car crash, and they
Yeah.
weren't."
Right.
So
Gotcha.
it's mad. But yeah, so this follows her, some of the challenges that she has socially. She's got a family, she's got a son, also sort of socially in the areas, the racial tensions, trying to catch this killer. It's not just normal killing, so there's a bit of a supernatural element to this
I
show,
like it. Okay, good.
and they
Yeah.
also link it loosely to season 1. I'm not going to spoil it and say how it's linked to
Okay.
season 1,
Right.
but there
Okay,
is a
gotcha.
link to season 1. So that's all I'm going to say. But it's worth watching. I watched the whole season in 1 week, 8
So
episodes, no,
what
7,
season? So is
8.
season one set? What decade is season one then?
Season 1 is from I want to say 50s or 60s, one of them.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
50s or
Yeah.
I think it's the 60s. I think.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So they're kind of playing around with that whole thing where, the same kind of actor, but different timeline and
Yeah,
like, which we've seen before as well,
yeah.
in a lot of movies and TV shows and stuff. So that's called Them the Scare. That's on Amazon Prime. Now this one, Deval, this one is getting a lot of kind of buzz around this here in Down Under. And I'm assuming in England as well, because this is based on a true story. Actually, this is a Netflix show called Baby Reindeer, and it's based upon a person's real life experience of a stalker. And I've seen the trailer for it, and I was like, I definitely want to watch this. But you've seen it, right? So tell us about this.
Yeah, this is on Netflix. This is. I saw the I didn't see the trailer. I saw the thumbnail and I thought, "What's this stupidness?" It's got a lady like this, and there's a
Yeah.
man in a pint glass, like he's trapped in a pint glass. And I thought, "What's this nonsense?" And then saw people online saying how good it was, and I thought, "Is it good?" So I watched it. I think it's about 8 episodes or something like
Right.
that. But then they're not all too long. I think they're like 40 minutes, sometimes half an hour. So it's not massive episodes, but it's good. Like you mentioned, it's based on a true story of a woman stalking a man, and she has issues. She's got some major issues. He's got issues too. We've all got
Right. Okay.
issues, but
I got you. Yeah.
it's like the way she's got a history of stalking people, and the way she does it, people feel sorry for her, and then she uses that to get into their lives, and it just spirals out of control,
I know.
honestly. And then he does things that don't help, and it's like, oh man, it is a good show. I watched it all in one day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely
I watched it all in one day.
that's the endorsement that I need.
Yeah,
And
and the man, I was going to say
yeah,
that
go on.
the main actor in this, so he's called Richard Gadd. He's the creator. So he's almost doing like a Issa Rae almost, where he's creating it. He's also
Oh,
part of writing it, and he stars in it as well. So yeah, he's in this.
so he's the guy who
Yeah,
was he's the
yeah,
guy who was stalked.
yes, 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 yeah,
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
there you go then.
yeah, exactly.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
gosh.
the cast itself isn't. I'm not saying they're not good. Don't get me wrong. They're not like
Yeah.
household names, which I think it doesn't need to be. But
Yeah.
soon enough, they will be, because they're
Well,
all really
yeah.
good in this.
Because
Yeah,
the
they're all really good.
storyline is kind of like one of the things.
Yeah.
This is a random question, but have you ever been stalked?
Not massively. Just a couple of incidences where.
Wait. Not massively. What?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, so you have been stalked then? Oh my god.
no, I wouldn't say. wasn't for a consistent
Right.
time
Okay. Yeah.
period. Just like a couple of instances where someone's like shown up
Wow.
or just continue to like try and contact, but it wasn't anything where I felt really threatened or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, no,
Because
not
you
that
don't.
level.
To be honest with you, it's like now. Listen, this is might sound wrong, but it's weird when you think about a guy being stalked. Like,
Yeah.
women actually stalk guys, and I'm pretty sure they like women stalk like famous people. But like, I've never met anyone who's
And
like
guys,
said
it
to
can
me,
happen. It can happen. I
"It
think
can happen." Yeah.
it's the sort of preconception that no harm can come to the guy because not no harm, but less harm
Less
because
harm.
I guess the violence, if violence was to occur, you'll think the man can take care of himself against a woman, which in most
Yeah.
cases is true, but
Yeah.
still
But
there's
still, some
cases where
people.
exactly, whereas the other way around, obviously men are more violent by nature
Yeah.
and more stronger, so
Inclined
there's
to.
more fear, there's more kind of there's more risk there, I should say, but still either way it's not right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
It would be a nightmare. So go check that one out. That's called Baby Reindeer. That's on
yeah.
Netflix. Now let's speak about this one. I've been waiting. I haven't seen the trailer for this, and I'll hold off on watching it. But
Yeah.
this is The Boys season 4. So we had Gen V just to kind of give us a bit of a, that boys universe kind of a thing, and now we've got the full main show coming back. So Deval, explain this, man. What's it like? Is it mad? Is it crazy? There you go. There you go. For the people listening, Deval's just shaking his head.
Man, this looks. Every season you see the trailer and you think, okay, next time it
Can't get
can't get any
madder
worse.
than this. Yeah.
I don't even want to tell you what I saw because you ain't seen it, have you? I don't
No, I
even want
haven't.
to. I don't even want to tell you what I saw because if I tell you,
Gosh.
it's gonna lessen the impact. What I saw on screen, these people are mad.
They're
These
mad.
people are mad. These people are mad. It's simple as that.
This is why we love it. This is why we love this. So, but the question then is, do
Mad.
you get to see Butcher? Do you get to see
Yes.
Huey?
Yes.
Is Homelander in it?
Yes.
Is Soldier Boy in it?
Oh, did I see him? I can't remember.
Because remember they dealt with Soldier Boy, but he's not dead though.
I can't remember what they did to him now. I probably got to watch
Remember
these.
they locked him up and they put him in some sort of
Okay.
little kind of cave thing or iron
Containment
thing, containment thing.
Oh, Jeffrey D. Morgan's in there. So Negan's in it.
Gosh.
They got some other lady who's in it. I don't know who she is.
The politician, she's nasty. She's
Is it
gonna
her? Is she the one I saw? But
Yeah.
this person was in costumes. I don't know if it was her. But either way, that's not even the main thing. Man,
mate, explain it. Explain it away.
I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. All I can say is if he's that's season 5. What I want and you know what? We're laughing, but when it happens, you lot who are out there saying, "Oh, look at them nasty." Watch when it happens, and you think, "Oh, how do they know?"
Because
the boys they do mad stuff.
What these guys are like.
Honestly, you just got to watch it. I don't want to give it away. It's just
all right.
It's
Wicked.
mad.
No, I mean,
it's mad.
it's going to be mad. But all I ask is, when is it coming out?
June. I think it's June the
14th.
Is it? When is it? When is June the 13th? Yeah, June the 13th.
June 13th. And they might hold off on doing another Gen V, right? Because they remember one of the lead actors, he passed away.
Yeah.
I wonder if they filmed anything with him.
I don't know. I don't know. From what I heard, it happened. It happened while they were making the show. I'm not sure at what stage they were making the show, so I really don't know what's going to happen. But
yeah. And do you reckon there'll be this convergence of Gen V and the boys at some point, like season 6 or?
Because it happened a little bit where I think Homelander showed up for Gen Z, didn't he?
But that was it.
Yeah. So I think there should be. I think it will sort of filter across.
overlap a little bit as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, folks, if you haven't seen The Boys, you don't know what you're missing. Just like that, and
Think of Marvel, but a really X-rated version of. When I say X, I don't just mean sex. I mean just a
swearing.
really bloody version. Just
Yeah.
swearing of Marvel. Just think of that. That's what it is.
Yeah. So go check that out one. All right. Okay. Let's move on to Anniversary Corner now. Deval, he's working overtime over here. We've got actually 2 movies. Which movies are we going for?
We're gonna go with the first one.
We're going to
That
go
one's
with the
more
first one.
relevant. Yeah, it's way
All
more
right.
relevant
Okay.
for the
Yeah, and it's really interesting because this was on TV not too long ago, maybe about a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, you know what? It's been a while since I've seen John Wick. When I say been a while, it's been 2014, so it's been like 10 years.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so it's it was on, and I was like, yeah, let me get into this, and I just wanted to kind of just remember what the whole movie was like, and the setup, man, you can't get simpler. It is a just A to Z. Revenge story,
Yeah,
a guy who's been wronged and he's out to get revenge.
yeah.
And here's the question. Whilst I was watching the movie, Devout, I was thinking to myself, and I'll ask you about this. When they made John Wick Part 1, did they know even back then that it was going to expand into
No.
it's going to go in that direction, this direction? No,
I think
right?
I heard an interview where they said they didn't realize obviously how big it was going to be, and then obviously when it was really well received, they expanded it. But no, they didn't know. It could have gone the other way. Who knows?
Just a low budget, like B movie action flick, but B movie in a great way.
Yeah,
This guy is just seamlessly is able just to take on people and just keep going and going and going and going. But yeah, man, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's simple. Some of the best films have the most simple premise, and it's not just like even a guy that was robbed or mistreated and he's getting revenge. They chose the wrong guy. Like you don't cheat, because once people find out, like, because I think the mob boss, his son, who's played by Alfie Allen,
he doesn't know, does he?
He doesn't know the person he's dealing with. So when his dad finds out, he's like,
Baba Yaga.
You messed with, and they're like, oh shit. They're like, oh my gosh, because he retired, isn't it? He's meant to have retired, and they've brought him out of retirement. They messed with his dog. He just lost his wife, so you know what I mean. So yeah, they messed with the wrong guy. So and then I guess the whole universe opened up. You got the Continental, you got this person, that person. So yeah, they've done really well.
They did actually do for something so small and so simple. And people behind that are the guys behind like Deadpool, I think.
Yeah,
and like
Chad Stahelski, top stunt people. And stunt people, they don't, like you saw Fall Guy last week. Stunt people don't get the dues they deserve, and sometimes they only get the credit when they start, maybe going into acting, or they start directing and stuff. But really and truly, all the hard work not to say the rest isn't hard work, but all the graft happened when they were stunt people,
And there's so many great action set pieces. And if you haven't seen it, it's like, I remember a lot of comments were like, oh, it's a real guys movie. And you know what? I mean, I think there's things in it that even females will like as well. Like, this kind of the romantic notion of this guy who was kind of like, an assassin who then kind of leaves that world behind, and then he just wants to settle down, but then he gets
also,
pulled back into
good.
it.
Remember, he looks good doing it. He's in a suit. Usually these sorts of films, they're not always slick in a suit. My man's in a proper suit. Suit's bulletproof. He's
always wearing a suit, man. Like, this guy is honestly. And then obviously, from that, then you can go watch the other joint movies. But listen, Deval put this one on there because it leads nicely into the movie that we're going to be speaking about, and this kind of genre of movies within the action, realm, the revenge drama. It's just kind of like a world of itself. Like, you've got action flicks, and then within the action flicks, you got revenge movies, and then you've got. It can branch out to kind of like female revenge movies, and then we've got like kind of this, this sort of stuff. So this boy meets a boy kills world. We've Deval, when did we speak about this movie?
Oh, we saw the trailer a while ago. Yeah, it's a few months ago. Yeah, I can't remember when it was, but it was a few months ago.
It was a few months ago, right? And then so just go on. You set it up. You let us know what's what, and give us your take on it.
Yeah, so like you said, I saw the trailer a few months ago, and it just looked like a crazy, crazy film. So this is okay. It stars Bill Skarsgård, who's part of the Skarsgård family.
Mm.
Also, there's an X-Men link there, and it also stars Femke Janssen, who played the original Jean Grey.
Wow. Okay. Haven't
She's in
seen her
it.
in a while.
Yeah, she's there, and also we have the South African guy. What's his name? District 9 guy.
Oh,
Charlton.
Charlton.
Yeah,
Charlton.
Charlton Copley. He's in it.
Yep.
So this are the main faces that we recognise. We've got some other good stars there as well. Andrew Koji, he's there as well. But yeah, so this film basically is about Bill Skarsgård, who
Mhm.
he's a young boy. He starts off being a young boy. He's got a family. He's got a mum, sister, uh, and they kill his family. So when I
Mm.
say they, this is can I say dystopian? It's a
Okay.
different world. It's not. I don't know if it's in the future. Is it in the far? Is it in the future? I don't know what the time frame is, but it's in the world where there's a dictator. Femke Janssen and her family are a dictatorship
Right.
in the world or in this country, and what they say goes. You
Right.
cannot question them at all. Yeah, and every now and then they have something. What do they call it? Is it a cleansing? They
Like
have
the
this
purge.
purge. They got this ceremony where they have to cull people.
Oh,
They have
jeez.
to just go out to the public, and it's always done in public, so
Right.
everyone can see.
Yeah.
But they sort of kill people just to
Hmm.
cull their flock almost.
Yeah. Interesting.
And yeah, so this is what happened. So this time they killed his family in front of everyone, and he survived, and then he basically he somehow runs off to the jungle, and
Mm-hmm.
there he meets uh he meets from from the raid.
Yeah.
This character's called the Shaman, but his real name in real life is Yayon Rahian. Yeah, Yayon
Okay.
He's the guy from the raid. No, Mad Dog.
Yes. Oh,
Mad
that
Dog, the
guy's good.
short guy with long hair
Long
who can
hair, and he's
fight
just
like crazy. Yeah, so
not. Yeah.
he is the shaman, and Bill Skarsgård, as a young boy, goes to the jungle, meets the shaman, and the shaman basically trains him
Yes.
similarly to how Uma Thurman was trained in Kill Bill.
I
So
gotcha.
yeah, so he's buried. He has to come out of the ground. He has to like hold the
The
water on the
trials.
thing. He has to
Yeah.
hold the water. He has to like do kinds of like punch the Bruce Lee thing,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
punch the
Yeah.
tree. His hands all bleeding. He's got to fight the shaman. He's got the training he goes through is next level, like
Brutal.
in
Yeah.
the woods, like
Oh my gosh.
training. So he goes from a boy into the Bill Skarsgård that we recognize,
Yep.
and Bill Skarsgård, whew, that man's in shape.
Is he?
He was a tall
Because
guy.
he's tall.
He's
Yeah, he's big, right?
he's
He's a big
tall.
guy.
He's not bulky, but he's very lean, but
Mm.
very strong, very
Oh,
very strong.
okay. This is good. Yeah.
So yeah, so he trains him up. So when he's ready, then he wants to get his revenge on
Hmm.
Femke Janssen's regime.
So
Uh,
he gets unleashed onto the world, basically.
Yeah, so he basically forms a crew of these raggedy people that also want to fight back because many
Mm.
people don't want to fight back,
Mm.
you know. But then there's also one thing I've missed out. So
What?
in amongst all that, while his family were killed, can't remember how it happened, but somehow uh, Bill Skarsgård, as a boy, he lost his hearing and he also can't
Oh,
speak. He's mute. So the whole film, we don't hear him speak. We hear his
wow.
voice. His voice is portrayed through a really funny voice. Like, Street Fighter, round one, you win.
Yeah.
So the voice that he took on was an early sort of memory from his young days when he used to play arcade games. So in
Yeah.
his head, his
He's
voice
still
is from the arcade, and that's the
gotcha.
voice we hear. So when he's interacting with people, people talk to him. He doesn't speak back, but to the audience, he's speaking to us.
He's gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
it's a bit of a comedy in that way. So the whole
Yeah.
tone of the film is action, a bit of comedy, and
Yeah.
it's the violence is over the top. So
Is it
think of
okay?
think of you got your John Wicks. Think of Kill
Mm.
Bill.
Yeah.
So certain people, like when they get chopped up and it goes, psh, like the blood is
Blood,
crazy,
gory.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
And the
Yeah.
fighting style, I guess it's a mixture of John Wick, Kill Bill, and a little bit of the Raid with some of the karate and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very, very crazy, very crazy,
That is
very
mad.
crazy. Yeah.
And then, so listen, this it also says that it stars Samara Weaving. Do you remember that actress? She's Australian, I think she is, and we've seen her before as well.
Oh, was she in this? Why didn't I notice that? I don't think I noticed her in it, you know.
So maybe she was like a villain or part of the family thing, the crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh.
Yeah. But what okay, so in terms of kind of like, your action flicks,
Yeah.
is it is it like up there with the greats, or is it kind of like your second tier action movie, or
I
it's kind of category of its own?
I think it wants to be almost like Kill Bill
Right, I
because the
got you.
same premise, revenge. Someone done something to me,
Yeah.
and I'm taking on the world. Because you know how Uma Thurman takes on the world
Yeah.
in that film. That's what Bill Skarsgård does, but he's got a bit more help. But
Yeah.
it tries to be like that. I think the soundtrack could have been if Tarantino took hold of this film, it would have been Kill Bill's Second Coming.
Yeah.
I still think it's a
Yeah.
good film. It's very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go in there thinking you're going to get too much realisticness,
Yeah.
if I can say that.
Yeah.
Some of the action scenes, the it's over the top. Let's put it
Way
that way.
right over the
It's
top. Yeah.
very
Yeah.
entertaining. Very
Yeah.
entertaining. The stunt people have done a great job. I'm not sure. I think Bill Skarsgård does quite a lot of his own fights. I think
Okay.
it looks like it. Uh, and definitely Mad Dog. Oh my gosh, he's
This guy,
mad.
he's mad.
Yeah, I don't know. Because the raid was 2011. That's
Yeah.
13 years ago. My man looks like he
Wow.
hasn't aged. He looks like he's doing the
This
same
guy,
stuff.
he's a nutter.
He's
Didn't
crazy.
we see him in Star Wars as well or something? Didn't he
I
pop
think
up
I
in
think
Star
I think we
Wars?
did. Yeah, we saw him and Uko Uwais
Ways they turn
show
up his
up in
own.
one of them with Harrison Ford on the ship. I think it was
Yeah,
Force Awakens or something like that. Yeah,
something like that. So do you reckon we've got a new like bona fide action like
franchise.
star in Bill
I can
Skarsgård?
see a sequel. No, I think he was anyway. I
Mm.
think his best work for me was It, and that one he
Yeah,
covered his face. But It for me,
yeah,
he was wicked in It.
yeah.
I think It.
And it's funny you should mention that because I was just having a look. Bill Skarsgård obviously comes from this acting family. There's
Mm.
his dad and brothers and whatnot, but he's coming in. His next big movie released about is The Crow, which is coming out in
Oh
August this year.
yes, there you go. So I reckon the same shape he's in for this is going to be for
Yeah,
that,
it's going to
or
be for
vice
that,
versa, because he looks like he's
and
ready. Yeah, yeah,
and that's going to be a kind of like actiony, like thriller,
yeah.
supernatural kind of thing as well. All right, so folks, there you have it. That
Mm.
is Boy Kills World. Go check it out at your local cinema, and if you do
Yeah,
watch
it's
it,
worth watching in the cinema too. I must
yeah,
say, it is worth seeing in the cinema.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Go check it out and let us know what you think. Did you like it? Did you didn't like it? Is it like what Deval mentioned? Another kind of Kill Bill-esque type of a movie. So we'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. That is the end of this episode. But remember, keep it locked with us. We'll come back again next week, and we'll be talking about something new for you. Deval, we've got what did we say was coming up?
we got Planet of the Apes. I think that's
Yes.
next week.
Yep.
And I think there's a few other things coming out
Yeah.
from that, because I think the summer movies start to kick in.
Yeah.
So like you mentioned, we've got the Acolyte on Disney Plus in
That
June.
is.
So I think from sort of mid-May, June, we start to see a few more things kicking in now. So it should be a good-ish
Yeah,
summer.
leading up to a good summer, actually. Yeah. Well,
Hopefully.
yeah, we'll see how that all pans out, and we will let you know. All right, folks. Thank you for
Yep.
listening, and see you.